Hi, students. This video is to talk to you a little bit about explaining the context of quotations. So a bunch of times on your essay twos, and I think it happened on your essay ones also, I wrote in my comments, make sure you need to explain the context of this quotation. And so I wanted to make you a little video to explain to you what that means. It's really simple and an easy adjustment to make. So you need an explanation. Also, I just want to remind you, if you saw a lot of E18s on your essay 2 or your essay 1, remember that you can look it up on the grading codes handout. That means you have dropped quotations. So make sure to look at the do's and don'ts for essay 3 and the do, which is about smoothly integrating quotations. There's a short article there about making a quotation sandwich and a short video called Using the Hamburger Method, which is basically the same thing as making a quotation sandwich. It's extremely important that you know how to integrate a quote smoothly into your essays. So keep that in mind. All through your college career, you're going to be integrating quotes into what you're writing. And if you practice it and get good at it, it's going to make all your writing for college so much stronger. It doesn't take that much time to get better at it. Just invest your time, put in the work to really learn how to do it well. And I swear to you, it'll pay off. It's a great skill to have for college writing. I'm seeing in my screen that my sweater's all messed up. Okay, so let me show you this thing about the context of quotations. I grabbed a couple examples from your papers and I doctored them a little to make them clear examples. Here's an example from one of your essay twos. This person is saying, Tracy is rude to Oscar and discourages him from applying for a job at Olsted's. She says to him, listen, that piece of paper that you're holding is an insult. It don't mean anything. Olsted's isn't for you. I'm noticing this person has an extra period here they don't need. Remember that when a quote comes at the end of a sentence, you put the period after the page citation, after the parentheses. You don't need the one at the actual end of the sentence. But the problem with this quote integration is that the quote refers to a piece of paper. And when your reader sees that, they're like, what? Piece of paper? What's that? And it kind of throws them out of your essay. They're confused and maybe they try to reread to try to figure out what the piece of paper is. And you don't want that. You want reading your essay to be effortless for your reader. And you can make it smooth and effortless with just a little adjustment. So the reader's thinking, what piece of paper is Tracy talking about? And all you have to do is give a little bit more explanation for the context of that quote. And so here I have it fixed. I bolded the part I added. Tracy is rude to Oscar and discourages him from applying for a job at Olsted's. When Oscar shows her a flyer written in Spanish advertising jobs at the factory, she says to him, listen, that piece of paper that you're holding is an insult. It don't mean anything. Olsted's isn't for you. So do you hear how that just slight adjustment just makes the whole quotation smoother? You don't have to recap the whole play. You just need to give your reader enough information that you're kind of reminding them of what happens, and you're making it easy for them to understand the quotes that you integrate. I'm going to give you another example. This person was writing about Cynthia. Cynthia is struggling to keep her life together while dealing with troubles at home. On pages 17 and 18, Cynthia says, let me tell you something. Once he started messing with that dope, I don't recognize the man. I know it's tough out there. I understand. Yeah. He went through hell when his plant locked him out. I understand, but I can't have it. So all through this quote, I'm thinking, who's she talking about? And then this writer actually had the context, but they had it after the quote. Cynthia discusses her marital problems with her husband to Tracy and Stan in the bar. She thinks about Brucey's struggles since he was fired from his work at a local textile factory. I'm going to back this up. I think we have a little bit more. 2 years ago. Let's see if I can get that up. Local tech fibers were 2 years ago. Let's see if we can get this all together. Thought it was all together. She thinks about Brucey's struggles since he was fired from his work at a local textile factory 2 years ago. He started using, actually, this should all be literary present. Since he was fired, you know, he starts using drugs and stealing, and he's become unreliable and volatile. So in this case, the only mistake the writer made was putting this context after the quote. If they put it in front of the quote, before the quote, let's see, then the quote makes more sense. Cynthia is struggling to keep her life together while dealing with troubles at home. She discusses her marital problems with her husband, Brucey, to Tracy and Stan in the bar. She thinks about Brucey's struggles since he was fired from his work at a local textile factory 2 years ago. He started using drugs and stealing, and he's become unreliable and volatile. On page 17 and 18, Cynthia says, "Let me tell you something. Once he started messing with that dope." So now it's totally clear. And it was just a matter, in this case, of moving the context to before the quote. We need that setup before the quote so that the quote makes sense and we're not like, who's she talking about? So that's what I mean when I talk about explaining the context of quotations. It's a really slight adjustment you need to make when you're integrating quotations, but it will make your quotations so much, the integration of your quotations so much smoother and clearer for your reader. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.